It's that card girl, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Superheroes Beginner Box. We, of course, are going to be taking a look at what all comes inside of this box and talking about it, but we're also going to do something a little bit different and compare it to the Gundam deck build box for GDO5. If you're not into the Gundam card game and you're really just here to check out the Superheroes Beginner Box, don't worry, because mainly we're just going to be talking about how this product was a bit more successful in pulling off what they both were trying to do. Now though, let's go ahead and finish getting the plastic wrap off of this box so we can see what all comes inside of it. This box itself is actually really sturdy and kind of reminiscent of a high quality board game to me. And hey, the inner part of this box has that faded comic paneling that I really love about this set. Let's move on from talking about the box itself though and start talking about what actually comes inside of this box, starting with this piece of paper that's on the very top. On the front it tells you welcome to Magic, and on the back it gives you some other products that are part of the set. And attached to the front is this plastic packet of cards. Now that I've got the plastic free from the paper though, I have to get the cards free from the plastic. And that was a lot easier than I expected it to be, honestly. We have 5 non-foil double-sided tokens in this pack. And at the end of our tokens, we have 2 sets of the How to Cast Spells and On Your Turn cards, which are actually really useful for this product. If you've seen some of our other Magic videos, I like to point out when these cards are actually useful and when they're not. But next up in our box, we have our Rules Reference Guide. It tells you at the front of this booklet that there is no need to read it cover to cover, and if you haven't played Magic before, to actually put it down and pick it up after you've played your first game using the tutorial decks in this box. And speaking of the tutorial decks, we have our quick start guides for both of those decks. There is the Iron Man deck with its own quick start guide, and also included in this beginner box is a Captain America deck. And when I say deck, the beginner decks are both half decks along with all of the rest of the jumpstart decks in this, but we'll get there in just a second. Both of the quick start guides will give you information specific though to the beginner deck that you're playing. Also in the box, we have 2 game board playmats. And these again have that board game quality to them and aren't just basic disposable paper playmats like a lot of things give you nowadays. In between our 2 game board playmats though, we do have some tokens that you can punch out. And these are also a thicker quality than just the regular paper tokens that you get in a lot of Magic products. It's definitely clear from the quality of this that these are items meant to be reused again and again. Something I do find interesting though is that both of these game board playmats have Captain America's shield on them when one deck is an Iron Man deck. And once again, Magic is using all of its available resources because this piece of cardboard that takes some space in the bottom also lets you know the different strengths and stuff of the different colors in Magic. It just really doesn't want to go back in the box for me though. And you know what's better than watching me struggle putting this back in the box one time? Me looking to see if there was anything on the bottom and struggling to put it back in a second time. It was definitely easier the second time though. We have our 2 big bricks of cards, and left inside the box we have our 2 spin down dice and an anti-theft device. But we'll come back to the dice. Each of these bricks has a Start Here Do Not Shuffle card on it, letting you know which deck is going to be in which packet of cards. And since each of these themed tutorial decks are 20 card half decks, that means that the rest of the cards in this big brick of cards is half of our additional themed half decks. While I'm getting the plastic wrap off of this, I'll explain a bit better what I mean. This beginner's box comes with 2 themed tutorials that are 20 card half decks, and alongside that they come with 8 additional themed half decks, aka Jumpstart packs. Now, Hans and I have never gotten a Magic the Gathering beginner box before, so you're gonna have to pardon me as I fumble through and go through the Captain America set a bit awkwardly. I know in my heart that somewhere in this slightly more than 100 card stack, there is a card that tells me where the Captain America theme deck ends, and where the Jumpstart packs begin. And I just cannot seem to find it. So we're gonna go through this with the Jumpstart packs first. Now, even though these 4 particular themed Jumpstart decks are attached and packaged with the Captain America tutorial deck, does not mean that you can only play these 4 Jumpstart decks with the Captain America deck. You can combine the Captain America half deck with any of the Jumpstart packs, or really any Jumpstart packs that you pick up to make yourself a full deck. I mean, hey, if you're feeling really spicy, you can combine the Captain America deck and the Iron Man deck to build yourself a playable deck. There are no 2 combinations you can't put together. Unlike how if you combine 2 of the decks, I'm looking at you blue and purple, from the Gundam deck building box, you have 2 pilots that can't be played together. The same cards are going to come in each and every one of these superhero beginner boxes. So you're not going to want to buy this product searching out a specific Jumpstart deck if it's not one that is included. So let me go ahead and tell you which ones are included. You have the White Heroes theme, the Blue Artifacts, Blue Card Draw, Black Hydra, Black Villains, Red Young Avengers, Green Counters, and Green Ramp. And I really think it's kind of cool that they give you 2 of each colors, because the Captain America deck is white and the Iron Man deck is red. So if you want to build an entire mono red, mono white, mono black, mono blue, or mono green deck out of these, you can do it. Or you can play 2 different colors to see how they synergize and if it's something you're interested in doing. Oh hey, look, it's the card that I was looking for whenever I was going through this big brick of cards. We're going through the Captain America deck backwards, but we will go through the Iron Man deck going forwards. But it brings up an interesting point and something that Magic actually took into consideration. These 2 tutorial decks are actually laid out in a very particular way that has to do with teaching you how to play Magic. So what happens after you've played with it once and your cards aren't in order anymore? Well, they actually have numbered them down in the bottom right-hand corner right after the card number for the set for you. It tells you W or R depending on if it's the white or red deck, then it will say tutorial, and then it will have the card number, so you'll be able to put these decks back in the order they were originally intended if you want to teach somebody else how to play Magic using these decks. Or if you just want to try playing that starter game once again. This beginner box is really awesome in my opinion, and I think it's a great way to get people into Magic and to help them learn, especially if they don't have an LGS they can go to do so. They really seem to have thought of everything and want you to be able to use this beginner box for a while to come. It gives you the 2 tutorial decks to be able to play using a smaller deck size set out in a way that will help you succeed. And then once you get through doing that, you can add in one of the other Jumpstart decks to explore with either all of the same color cards, or you can see how your color combinations work for you. And by putting the tutorial deck and a Jumpstart deck together, you have yourself a 40-card Jumpstart deck. And then, even once you're done playing Jumpstart and you want to move on to Standard, you can combine 3 of the half decks to make yourself a 60-card deck that you can expand from there. And there is nothing confusing about this box because it's definitely intended for 2 players, giving you 2 mats, 2 dice, and 2 tutorial decks. They're not going to give you enough cards for 2 players, give you 2 paper play mats, and then only enough resources for 1 player to play, like the Gundam box did. Magic the Gathering has been around for a while, and so has Pokemon, and I think some of the newer TCGs could really use with looking towards the card games that have been around for a long time to see how to ensure the long-term success of their products as well. There's definitely a reason why Magic is a card game that Hans and I picked up late for this channel and have been putting more and more content out about. We are definitely big Magic fans nowadays. And if you don't know, Hans and I actually played Magic together over a decade ago, but it only lasted for a couple of months, and I think he and I are both kind of wondering why we didn't keep playing it. Because now, it's kind of hard for us to stop playing it. While we're finishing up though, I do want to remind you that we put out new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays with shorts on Sundays. We focus mainly on Magic, Pokemon, One Piece Lorcana, and Gundam. Make sure you're following us over on Instagram if you haven't already at thatcardgirl.tcg. There's a link for it down in the description. And speaking of links in the description, there's a link to our Discord channel down there as well. And you know what? Speaking of links in the description, I'm actually going to put the link to Magic's webpage about this beginner box down there, where you can see the full list of all of the different cards that come in this set, and I'll also link to the full listing of all of the different cards you can get in all of the Jumpstart packs that are available as well. Now, we have finished looking at the 200 cards that come inside of this beginner box, which means it's time to check out our 2 spin down dice. We have a red and black speckled dice, and we have a cream and black speckled dice. That definitely fits the theme of the 2 tutorial decks. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and tell the next distinguished gentleperson you see about us. That Card Girl out!